Hey Most Amazing Top 10 family, I'm your host Shade Rain and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. Dude, this is the best thing that could have ever happened to me when I was a kid. When I was a kid I used to dream about being exposed to some sort of science rays that would give me powers to save the day and everyone would think I was super cool. I wanted an X-Men type situation with me and all my friends having powers so we could hang out and save the day together. But it looks like some kids might be living out my dreams, and that is why I'm bringing you today's list of top 10 kids with real superpowers. Remember to stay for the whole list guys, because I'm going to be doing some more pet shoutouts which you guys love so much. If you want me to shout out your pet, you can hit me up on Instagram. For anyone who is looking to grab some Most Amazing Top 10 merch, like what I got on my head right here, check out the link in the description below and use the offer code MA10. That will give you $5 off, and without taking any longer, let's get into this list. At number 10 we have Too Cool for School. Yeah. You guys might know about the Iceman, the dude who has the ability to control his core temperature and withstand extreme cold or extreme heat. This dude's name is Wim Hof and he is really amazing, but he's a fully grown man and it took him a long time to master this skill. What if I told you there might be a kid who is on his way to mastering the skill already? Addis was just a toddler when he was stuck outside in the freezing cold. A whole night he stayed outside. Even a fully developed person would probably die in this situation, but not Addis. His core temperature dropped to 12 degrees Celsius, that's 52 degrees Fahrenheit. Now you might not know this, but that is way too low. You don't ever live after something like that happening. In fact, if your core temperature drops below 21 degrees Celsius, that is 70 degrees Fahrenheit, you are a dead man. This kid was way under that and made it through to the other side. The toddler still needed to go to the hospital, but he was completely fine afterwards. This is incredible. At number 9 we have Daredevil. This has happened more than once, but this case is pretty amazing. Some people who go blind or who are born blind get the ability to do echolocation to understand their surroundings. By clicking their tongue on the roof of their mouth, they can send out signals like a bat to find out their surroundings. But for Lucas Murray, this was particularly amazing because he was able to pick up this skill in just 3 days. Through the power of sound, this young boy was able to move around his own world. This is so cool. Now he moves around the world without the help of a walking stick and feels way more independent. At number 8 we have the power of the pack. It seems like through time we have lost our connection with nature and our natural instincts. What would it look like if we had to return back to the wild? Would we be able to adapt, or would we just die off like someone who gets lost in the woods? Well, it seems like humans are able to adapt in amazing ways, and the wolf boy is a shining example of this. There was a boy who was found in 1976 in a forest in India. His exact age was unknown, but it seems like he was 10 years old. It also seemed like he had been raised by wolves. He would walk around like an animal using both his hands and feet to walk. He would stalk and hunt and kill his own prey. A missionary charity took him in to help him adapt to society, but it seems like the power of the wolf was in his blood. He was able to pick up some simple things like how to clean his body with soap and water, but he never learned to speak and he always went out to hunt for his own food. At number 7 we have the big brain on Jacob. When I was a kid, I always wanted superpowers like super strength or maybe the ability to fly, but if I was able to pick now, I would for sure pick super intellect, because through the mind all things are possible. You can just invent things to give you any number of other superpowers, and Jacob Barnett is basically there. He is insanely smart, and get this, when he was a kid, doctors told his mom that he wouldn't be able to do anything. He has a very serious case of autism, and medical professionals were convinced that he would struggle to do simple tasks like tie his own shoes. Well, it turns out they were wrong, because Jacob became a super genius. His IQ is clocking in at 170 and going up. This dude is getting smarter. That is absolutely amazing. Here are some other amazing stats about this guy's big brain. He was able to blow through grades 6 to 12 in 1 year. 6 in 1. I don't even know how to long divide, and this guy's probably inventing new math. He also published his first book on physics when he was only 13 years old. What have you done lately? I mean, if it's me, it's been on the couch playing video games, that's it. At number 6 we have I don't need to write it down. I think we could all use this power. How many times a week do you lose your keys? Like, think about that. I lose my stuff all the time. That's just who I am and that's how I choose to live. I could get a bowl to put my keys in that would fix the problem. Yes, but I don't. But Arlen Heyman does not have this problem at all. In fact, he is the opposite of this problem. There isn't a single thing in his life that he can forget. Every last detail he remembers. That must make it a bummer for rewatching movies and TV. One of the best parts is being able to be like, oh yeah, I forgot that part, and then enjoy it again. But if you ask Arlen anything about his past, he will remember it to the finest detail. He can tell you the color of the clothes you were wearing, how many people were there, how hot it was. Every last little bit is locked away in this kid's head. At number 5, we have Unbreakable. Maybe the best M. Night Shyamalan movie that has ever been made, but strangely it is also connected to this kid. Think about what would happen if a 40-foot tree fell on top of you, broke a bunch of your bones including your skull. Well, you probably think you would have brain damage for the rest of your life and struggle to move around. Well, not for Demencio Bacon. This kid was only 3 years old when he took the impact of a falling oak, sustained serious injury, and healed back to normal like Wolverine. Some people think this might have been because of his young age and that he was still developing as the reason why he was able to bounce back, but I like to think that this kid has the mutant healing gene inside of him. At number 4, we have I See You. So many of us out there wear glasses. I'm supposed to wear glasses, but I don't. I just kind of walk around half blind all the time. That's just the way I choose to live my life. It's not the best way to live, but like the bowl of keys, some problems I refuse to fix, even though they are easy to fix. But when Veronica Cedar was just a kid, she realized the exact opposite thing was happening to her. She didn't need glasses, but she could see much better than the average person. In fact, she could see 20 times better than the average person. She could identify people that were over a mile away and could see pixels on a television screen. At number 3, we have Turn Up the Volts. Getting electrocuted would for sure be one of the worst ways to die. But for Salvisa Pagic, he never needs to worry about this at all. Maybe getting hit by lightning a bunch of times would take this guy out, but besides that devastating unlikelihood happening, I don't think any form of electricity could ever hurt this guy. Salvisa was born without any salivary glands or sweat glands, and this has led his body to be very interesting. He can withstand alarming amounts of electricity flowing through his body. On record, he has taken over 20,000 volts through his human body. It's enough power for him to heat up a cup of water almost to boiling and cook meat. This dude could probably summon a bolt of lightning right out of the sky like Zeus himself. He just doesn't want to freak all of us out while he does it. At number 2, we have It's a Numbers Game. Shankuntala Devi has the ability to calculate anything in her mind. Like, how many calculations could you do before you got stumped? Most people get stuck when there are more than 3 numbers being multiplied, and then throw in some brackets, it's all over. Well, this is not the case for Shankuntala Devi. From a young age, she shocked people with her ability to calculate numbers, well, like a calculator. Her family was too poor to put her into school, but she started to show. She would amaze people with her ability to calculate. Some people loved it so much that she was able to sell tickets and pull her family out of poverty. Her ability gained international attention when she battled a computer and beat it. At number 1, we have Ruth Lawrence. Imagine being the youngest person to ever walk through the doors of one of the most prestigious universities in the world, and not as a guest but as a student. Ruth was a math whiz, and at the age of 10 she became the youngest person to ever be accepted into Oxford. That makes me kind of feel super unaccomplished, but I was born with all looks and no brains, and honestly the looks aren't even that good. She blew everyone out of the water. She had some of the highest marks in the school. Her mind was unrivaled when it came to mathematics. And she didn't stop there either. She has continued to be one of the greatest minds in the world when it comes to teaching and learning math. She now works at the Einstein Institute of Mathematics, where she's one of the leading minds in the interesting world of knot theory, and she isn't even 50 yet. Alright everyone, that has been our list, and as promised I'm going to be doing some more pet shoutouts. Remember, if you want me to shout out your pet, you can hit me up on Instagram. I pick new pets every day, so if you don't get picked one day, message back another day. If it takes me a little while to get back to you, I am very sorry, but without taking any longer, let's shout out some pets. First off, we have Ella, who looks like the comfiest cat of all time. Literally snuggled up very nicely, very cute cat. Then we have Roxy, who is super orange and has a big old smile. Big smile on that dog. After that we have Max and Nikki, who have the biggest smiles of all time. Look at them, look at the blue eyes, and then one has 2 different color eyes. I love it. Next we have Robo, the dwarf hamster, and I love him. I didn't even know there was dwarf hamsters. That is so cute. Then we have Daffodil, who looks so cute with that super long hair. I love a shaggy dog. And to close it out, we have Isla, who has found a home in that bag. She is making it her own. Alright everyone, that is our list. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As always, I would love it if you could like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Until next time, I have been your host, Che Arena, and I wish I had some superpowers, man. If you guys can hook me up, let me know. Oh, I think I need to slow down how fast I'm talking. To find out what's up. To find out. A missionary charity took him in. bye.